This is the Brother Seamus Show. Welcome to 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 the Seamus Show. To the Brother Seamus Show. Welcome to the Brother Welcome to the Brother Seamus Show. I'm sure they're with us. I'm sure they're with us. I'm sure they're with us. Welcome to the Brother Seamus Show. Welcome to the Brother with us. Welcome to the Brother Seamus Show. listening to Dronescapes number 9. Dronescape number 9 by Zud, spelled X-U-D. You can find Zud on YouTube on Something Television. That seems to be where Zud publishes his most recent work. Zud is an ambient artist from the Michigan area, and I really like what he puts out. So if you're staying up late, if you're trying to fall asleep and you got your headphones on, I try to make this radio friendly, radio adjacent. So you don't necessarily have to look at your screen, but there's fun things going on the screen. And I hope you'll appreciate that as well. I've got so many filters running right now that it's actually slowing down my system. So I'm going to have to take a look at that, folks. But if you have any thoughts, tonight's topic is what would happen if we all just drove a lot less, kind of like we did during COVID, but this time it's not a shutdown thing. It's more of a walk more kind of thing, or ride a bike. Now, some of you can't do that, and I totally understand that. Some of you can't walk, depending upon where you live and where you work. And some of you drive for a living, and that's understandable too. But I think if even 25% of the population, people, if even 25% of us just said one day, thanks, but no thanks, I'm going to drive way, way less, and I'm going to buy way less gas. I mean, you might be calling me, you might be thinking I'm crazy. And I'm not saying I'm not. But if even 25% of us drove less in some form or another, you know what would happen to gas prices? They would drop like a rock, which would help the people. Let's think about our brethren, our fellow humans who work as, let's say, contractors, where that not only do they have to drive a lot, but they have to drive larger vehicles to carry heavy equipment to help us build and maintain and fix our frickin' houses and pole barns and sump pumps, generators, Generac generators, our solar panels on our roof, new roofing. Think about the vehicles those folks have to drive. Well, if you're just commuting into the office and, you don't use heavy equipment, you probably don't need to drive a 2-ton Tundra or whatever. You could drive little zippy cars. What if you're just commuting to work, what if you went from an 8-cylinder monster to a 4-cylinder? I know it seems kind of wimpy, but what about a 4-cylinder, people? Would it really be so bad? Would it really be so bad? Here's what would happen, a couple things, and I think all of you, I think I can find something that all of you will appreciate. What's the first thing that's going to happen to your life if you walked more and drove less, or you figured out it can be, there's no one right way to do it, and maybe you can't walk, that's okay, maybe you ride a bike. But if somehow we found a way to cut gas use by 25%, it could be, if we want to make it easy, 25% of humans deciding, oh, I'm not going to drive anymore at all. So that would cut gas use by 25%, right? If we assume we're just talking about gas used by automobiles. But what's going to happen if you do that? You don't have to be an economist. First of all, you'll get their attention. Won't that be nice? You'll get their fucking attention because the oil companies have been polluting and they've known. It's just like the cigarette companies, man. You know how long they lied about cancer? For those of you that are too young to remember, all they did was lie in the beginning. They even had doctors on television telling you it was good for you. It cleared up your T-zone, they used to call it. It clears your airway that branches into your two lungs. Oh, yeah, I'm Dr. So-and-so. And you can see these ads, by the way. Go to archive.org. You can watch you can watch how the tobacco industry began to immediately co-opt the medical field. Anyway, of course it caused cancer. And of course, burning too much gasoline, fossil fuels, oil in general, diesel, the whole deal. Of course it's harmful to us. They know that. But they don't listen to us, and they have immense power. And since Citizens United got passed, they can basically put their money. You can almost straight up buy yourself a senator now. You can almost just buy yourself a senator. That's what Peter Thiel did, right? I don't care who you voted for. Peter Thiel got himself a vice president. And it's because so much money, there's so much money in the game. And I'm a pretty, I don't know what the right word is. I don't believe in conspiracy theories for the most part. I don't think people are organized enough to pull off really good conspiracies because somebody always talks. Somebody always breaks. But you got to have the receipts. So we can talk about conspiracy theories. You may notice if you're watching me on TikTok, you may see an AI image of Bigfoot. We can talk about Bigfoot. I don't think Bigfoot's a conspiracy theory. I think people really see something. What they're seeing, I don't know. But I think they're seeing something. So if you want to talk, the best way to reach me is to call 509-676-6032. And I won't pick on you, I promise. That's not what I'm here to do. But I also want you to enjoy the ambient sounds of Zud and consider what it would be like if we reduced our reliance on gas. The oil companies would take notice. You would save a lot of money. I don't know how much, depends on your driving habits. When I stopped driving my car, I saved about $3,000 a year on average. Now, I'm not saying you all get rid of your cars, because some of you can't do that. What if you share a car with a good friend that you trust, that you can work out a schedule with? Then you both pay half. You don't need to be married for that shit. Get yourself a friend. You know where your mental health lies, people? In your community. That's another thing. Your health would improve on the walk more, drive less plan, people. What happens when you walk more? Your cardiovascular fitness improves. What else happens when your cardiovascular fitness improves? Your brain health improves. You know those little plaques, those little mother buggers that get all up in your ears, the plaques that get in your brain? They call them plaques. Basically, there's a buildup that happens in your brain that leads to dementia. So you save money, you stick it to the oil companies, and you improve your health. That's a triple, people. That's a trifecta. That is a tri-frickin-fecta right there. And wait, there's more. And wait, there's more. This is the Brother Seamus Show. You want to find out You want to find out how
Brother
much
Seamus
more
Show.
benefit you could get from the walk more, drive less method? Then you better stick around. But let's turn up the tunes a little bit. I gotta take a 2-minute break. This is Zud Dronescape number 9. You can find on YouTube. I'll put a link for him in the if you're watching me on YouTube. If you're watching me on TikTok, you're probably better off following me on YouTube at Brother Seamus Show. Reason being, it looks like Western capitalism is about to give TikTok a long walk off of a short plank. This is the Brother Seamus Show. 509-676-6032. Coming at you live from Walla Walla, Washington, people. We're way out here in Walla Walla, Washington, broadcasting. We hope to be on the FM radio someday. That's my pipe dream. I would like to be on FM radio late at night. Just because I think it's awesome. My preferred call sign would be 107.9, or I should say my preferred frequency. 107.9, the Brother Seamus Show. Coming at you live from Walla Walla, Washington. Thanks for joining, everybody. If you're listening to the rebroadcast of this, you can listen on YouTube at Brother Seamus Show. Seamus is spelled S-E-A-M-U-S, and that's a Gaelic spelling. People always say, "Why do you spell your name so strangely, Brother Seamus?" And I say, "Hey, blame the Gaelic. Blame the Gaelics." Whatever the case, in the Gaelic language, S-E and S-I are pronounced the same as an American English S-H. So you'll typically see Seamus or the name Sean or Sinead O'Connor, which is spelled S-I-N. You'll typically see Americans will add an H, or I should say English speakers will typically add an H in there. We're just talking about the wonderful, wonderful advantages of sticking it to the oil companies. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't you like to just, give them a little something to think about? And here's the thing, for those of you that have to drive for work. If those of us who can get away with driving way less or getting much smaller cars or, God forbid, scooters or something, just imagine, if you will, how much nicer that would make it for, let's say, contractors. Like, you have to drive really heavy stuff around. You're going to use a lot of gas. So if the rest of us use less gas and we create less demand, the oil companies will have to think about, I know it goes against their religion because everybody worships money now. It's all money, 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 money. And if you say anything about working together, sharing, we could call it, you immediately get labeled some sort of socialist, leftist, commie, whatever. And it's all just made up words designed to scare you. So welcome to the Brother Seamus Show. This is how we do things here. We get a little ranty. Let's see if I can move that screen around. Oh, that's nice. 509-676-6032. I'm only going to be on for a few more minutes. If you do want to chat, you should call right away. What are the other advantages of driving less and walking more? Well, we already discussed health. Yeah? I better turn down Zud. I'm finding in the output that Zud is a lot louder than I think. I'm going to bring Zud down in the 45 range. This is Zud in the 45 range. Negative 45, I guess I should say. Actually, let me set Zud. I'm going to set Zud at, we'll say an even 20. This is negative 20.5 for Zud. That's for the sound engineer. It's kind of tricky to blend the audio. I like a little bit of echo, but not too much. I think it's just fun. And if you're falling asleep, it might be nice to just have a tiny bit of echo in the background. So if we all drove less, let's just imagine driving less. That might mean getting a smaller car. It might mean, I don't know, riding a scooter once in a while. It might mean doing something crazy like I did and just completely giving up your car. That's the extreme, right? That's the extreme. You completely give up your car. I'll tell you what happens. The first thing that happens is you say, I hope somebody invents something like Uber. You immediately are going to think about, I wish there was an Uber that could pick me up. But I gave up my car before Uber was a thing. But back then I would just rent a car if I really needed one. You can always rent a car. The problem is, for a lot of folks, is living too far from where you work. That's probably where people get in trouble. Now, I'm not saying that you have to quit your job or you have to move, but it is a lot easier, right? It's a lot easier if you live close to the place where you derive your income, right? So that's one of the tricks that environmentalists like to share, and I like to encourage people, like, if you really want to help the environment, one of the things you can do is just try to live much closer to where you work. That's not always an option, though, because rent is freaking crazy, even in smaller towns. It's just bananas, people, the amount of money that people are expected to pay for, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom apartments, $1,500. Not a lot of space. I don't know how people do it, and I think that's what people were reacting to in this last election. My personal take on it is that there wasn't a Democrat was not going to win this election, because I think people are fed up with capitalism and they don't know how to express it, so they vote out the incumbent. That's just my take on it. I don't think a Democrat could have won this time. I'm gonna lower Zud down. I'm gonna go all the way to 30. This is negative 30.9 for the Zud soundtrack. So you'll save a lot of money. I think you will see a health benefit, because even though it's probably, we'd have to kind of really take a look at all the research that's out there, but I'll bet you $1 million that the impact of driving, especially if you live in a congested city and in a lot of cities now, when the traffic's bad, it's very stressful. And what does that do to your blood pressure? What does it do to your heart rate? I'm pretty sure driving is not very good for your health. That's all I'm getting at here. Now, I know a lot of people enjoy driving. I'm not talking about people that go out and drive purely for pleasure. Oh, look at that. Hey, that's me. I'm not talking about people that drive purely for pleasure. I'm saying if you're stuck in your car all day and you're fighting traffic, and think about the road rage out there these days, right? Stressful. Probably affects your body. It's probably hard to, at the very least, we can assume that if you're driving out there and you're like, oh shit, I'm late, I got diarrhea, and you're in a big hurry, and then somebody's like mad at you, and people will interpret the actions of other drivers as being directed at them, like it was a personal assault, and that can actually get deadly. So just the cortisol levels alone, your stress hormones, if you want to think of it that way. If you're in that stressful situation, your stress hormones are going to you're going to be getting more of them. And they seem to be associated with inflammatory disease, which seems to be kind of a key thing in your overall physical health, not having inflammation. Oh, shoot, what time is it? I got to get going. I'm watching, my girlfriend and I are watching The Old Man with Jeff Bridges, and I think we're on the final episode, and I'm not sure what's going to happen, and I'm worried about the dude. But so you can actually, I think I can say this as a psychologist with 30 years of experience, you will get a health bump. It'll be different for everybody, but your brain will work better, and if you walk more, as I was suggesting, don't just drive less, also walk more. That then gives you a double benefit, mental health and physical health, right? Save a ton of money. Now, I'm not saying you give up your car completely. I did. I didn't think I could do it, but I wanted to see. I wanted to see if I could do it. I save at least $3,000 a year if you think about insurance, gas, cost of the vehicle, payments if you have them, even if your car is paid off, cost of repairs, right? It's a lot of money now. It's a lot of money. So at the very least, let's walk more and drive less. Even if you don't believe in climate change, don't you want to stick it to the oil companies? They've been sticking it to us. You know what they do, right? They run algorithms and they figure out how much can we get away with charging these people? How badly do they want to drive? Let's make them think driving is some kind of patriotic act, right? They really want to get you on that. And that's part of what I want to preach about. See, I'm an atheist preacher here. I know. Atheists don't believe in God. So what are you preaching about? Well, I preach about whatever I want. Today I'm preaching about walking more, driving less. It is tricky, and not everybody can do it. But look at the benefits. Money, health, stress levels down. And if enough, here's the real kicker, if enough of us do it, guess what happens? Their profits go down. Wouldn't that be nice? We don't need a government action. We don't need to vote on this. We just need to do it. We need to link arms, tell the oil companies to kiss our sweet patooties, and just say, I don't need to drive so much. Why do I need to drive so much? I'll drive once a week. I'll ride with my buddy. I'll ride with my friend Barb. Barb's got a cool car. Hey, Barb, can I get a ride? I'll give you $5 for gas. We'll chip in. I'm going the same way you're going. Oh, Ronnie. I think Ronnie would enjoy that. Let's see if Ronnie checked in over on YouTube. I don't think Ronnie's up today. I think he's probably working the second shift or something. Anyway, we could do this, people. We could actually do this. Pardon my French, but fuck the oil companies. What have they ever done for us? What have they ever done for us, people? I mean, yeah, they've given us gasoline, and driving is pretty cool at the end of the day, but we can't drive this much. We're going to choke. Here's climate change boiled down to a real simple idea that you can either agree with or disagree with. If we drive too much and we burn too much gas, we're going to choke ourselves out on our own fumes. And as the earth gets hotter, it's going to get even easier to choke ourselves out. So I say let's not choke ourselves out, but even if you don't believe in that, wouldn't you like to stick it to have you seen the profits that the oil companies make? And then they can turn around and use, I don't want to get all into legalese right now because I got to get going, but they can use Citizens United, which was a decision that basically said you can spend unlimited amounts of money on politics. And hey, guess what they did? Guess what billionaires did? They spent unlimited amounts of money on politics. And I don't care what party you belong to. I wouldn't join any party that would have me as a member, you know what I'm saying? But it's I don't even know what the right word is. The level of greed that infects our political system right now. I don't care which side you're on. I'm not blaming either side. I mean, I have my opinions, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm getting at is it's greed, people. Greed is destroying our souls, and it's being the war is being waged, I believe, right here on social media. Right here on social media is where the war is being waged. I think we all need to get off social media. It's a tool that we don't have a very good understanding of how dangerous it is. But ironically, the only way I can reach y'all is right here on social media. So please, that in mind, give me a follow on TikTok or YouTube. You can catch reruns on YouTube at Brother Seamus Show. At Brother Seamus Show. And be kind to each other. I don't care what religion you are. I'm an atheist preacher, and I can take the best of all the religions and combine them. And I can tell you this, Jesus telling everyone to treat each other the way they would want to be treated. That's pretty much one of the best lessons. I don't even believe in Jesus, but I believe he was a cool guy. Thanks for joining us.